Today's project is a simple metalworking project utilizing the skill of riveting. We've got some mixed metals here, so we're using copper and sterling silver, and the tools that are involved are relatively simple. I have a sheet of 24 gauge copper. I have a disc of sterling silver. It's 1.25 inches. I have this little gadget that's going to help me to divide that disc into 4 pieces. And we have a 2-hole punch made by Euro Tool. It's called a screw down punch, and allows us to punch 2 different sized holes in our metal. So this one is the small hole, that one is the large. I also have a graphing ruler that helps me to measure out the size of the copper that we're going to use, and just a regular small 6-inch ruler as well. I have my safety glasses, a Sharpie pen to mark your metal as well, and then a variety of hammers, one of them being a ball peen hammer with chasing hammer on one side and the rounded edge on the other. I have this hammer, which looks a little funny, but it's going to help us with the background texture on the earrings. As you can see, it's aligned, just kind of a random texture. So that's what this guy's for. And then I have a basic utility hammer. This one happens to be what we call a stubby handle hammer. Just allows you to choke up on the grip and have maximum control of your hammer. Some of the fun things we're going to be using are some decorative tooling stamps, and we'll have sources available for you where you can buy some of them. They run about $9.95 a stamp, so I've collected quite a few. I don't want to count them up to see how much money I spent. I have a rubber block, which I'm going to use to help me polish. It's not a mandatory thing at all. And then I have eyelet rivets, which will be used to help us connect the silver to the copper. This piece is called a bench block. That's something to allow you to pound on. And then I also have a small anvil here as well, which also gives me a solid surface when I'm texturing the metal. It's also nice sometimes to have something softer underneath to dampen the sound a little bit. I don't have anything besides a paper towel here now, but you can sometimes use folded cloth or a leather strip or a bag as well. Last but not least, I have shears for cutting the sheet metal. These are, I purchased them at the hardware store. They're nothing specific to jewelry making, but they ran, I don't know, between $10 and $15. I think you can get a decent pair of shears. I liked them because you can use them left-handed or right-handed, even though I'm right-handed, but it does allow you to use them either way. So that should do it as far as the basic tools go. And the first step that you need to take to get started with this is to measure out your copper. The copper sheet, as you can see, I've drawn out some simple lines here, and it's 7/8 of an inch on my graphing ruler. What I did was I just took that ruler up to the 7/8, drew a line, and did the same thing from the top. So that gives me squares of that size. If you don't have a graphing ruler, you can use a regular ruler. I'm sure that would be fine. It's just easier because my husband laughs at me and I count all the little lines. So this makes it easier. What I'm going to do is texture this while it's still on the sheet. That just makes it a little bit easier to handle. What we're going to do is I'm going to work on these 2 blocks right here, because we're going to make 2 separate earrings with 2 different squares. So I'm going to take my texturing hammer that has the pointed edge here, and you can use anything to texture metal. You don't have to have special tools. You can use brass texture sheets. Sometimes I take my metals outside and pound them on the sidewalk from the back, which gives you kind of a mottled texture like that. There's all sorts of different ways to do this. So and we'll also be using the stamps for the foreground of the project as well. So this is just a subtle background texture that we're going to use. I'm just going to hold on to this and start to hit it.